What's up, guys? Today's video is going to be sort of different from what I normally do. It's going to be sort of like a theory slash storyline video for the next Zombies map that's coming in Season 3. Now, Season 3 comes in like, I think, 6 or 7 days, depending on when you're seeing this, so that's kind of why I wanted to do this before it came out, as sort of a prediction video. So if my predictions come true, that'll be pretty sick. And if you like what you see here, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to. You don't have to, but I mean, hey, it's free. So let's just get right into this. So I think that the next DLC, or the next, with whatever's coming with Season 3, the next Zombies experience, is going to be an update to Outbreak, and it's going to have a lot to do with the storyline. There's going to be probably like a main quest and all this stuff. And I think that purely because of a few reasons. It can either be Berlin or this, but I feel like it's going to be Outbreak as the next map, or as the next update. So yeah. So the main event, like I said, is going to take place in the Ural Mountains, and a few things are actually going to happen in here for my theory. So what's going on right now in the Ural Mountains is that there's a high deposit of Ethereum, and like the greatest concentration ever in the world, and basically both Omega and Requiem are trying to harvest it and use it for their research. So what's his name, Ravenov said at the end of Firebase Z, he is going to the Ural Mountains because there's an operation there, and he's going to be kind of going and helping out. Now, the thing is that he's the spy, obviously. He's the spy in Firebase Z that, leaked all this intel to Requiem and all this stuff, and Kravchenko, who you can hear from the intel, does not like that at all, basically.
Gorev, before you depart for the Urals, I need a word with you.
New instructions, Colonel?
No. It is the same matter that has vexed me ever since Requiem's arrival at N Station. Whoever leaked Omega intelligence to them remains unidentified. If they did not die at Outpost 25, the traitor may still be among us.
I am working on it night and day, sir. My apologies that it has taken this long.
We could have found out the informant's name back in Vietnam. But that idiot American tossed the only person who knew into the dark ether. What kind of genius throws away his trump card?
Peck may be book smart, but he has no common sense, and even less self-control. But I swear to you, Colonel, the informant will be exposed. The only question is if I will be able to bring them in alive. If I find myself left with no options...
Do what you must, Gorev. They deserve to die slowly. As long as the leak is plugged, I will be satisfied.
Oh, Peck. Remember how you allowed Spy to infiltrate your ranks at Outpost 25? Remember how this informant compromised our valuable research lead over Americans? Look, I know I screwed up. But the mole's dead now, right? I mean, I'm the sole survivor from that whole Vietnam fiasco. Fiasco. Such a colorful word. Almost sounds like fun. You know what is not fun? That we still have massive fucking intelligence leak, thanks to your not dead mole, whom Kravchenko once taken alive. Alive, huh? He must have plans for the poor schmuck. You will be schmuck if we do not figure out who it is. So, put Big Brain to work, and contact me immediately if you identify this son of bitch. Am I clear? Crystal.
Now, the thing is that because Kravchenko doesn't like this, he wants this guy named Gorov to go take him out, because Gorov is going to go, kill Ravenov and plug the leak. That's what he says he's going to go do. So my theory is that in the Ural Mountains, Ravenov is sort of going to be helping you, or he's going to be in Omega and sort of like, radioing to you, or maybe he might be on your side and he betrays them in the middle of the game. But I think that Ravenov will die with this DLC just because of, Gorov going and killing him. I just don't feel like they would set up that plot line and then not elaborate on it at least a little bit. So I think that Ravenov is going to die. Maybe he's going to make some kind of sacrifice or whatever. but I do think that he's going to die by Gorov. And if not, he'll be probably captured and brought to Kravchenko, where he's going to probably kill him or whatever. So that sucks for our boy Ravenov, but I feel like that's what's going to happen. Now, the second thing that's happening in the Ural Mountains, like I said, is that, or at least the second part of my theory, is that Dr. Peck is, because if you didn't know, Dr. Peck is still alive, and I feel like he's going to actually betray the Omega Group just because of how he's kind of being treated now. He's blamed for what's happened at Outpost 25 or Firebase Z, and he's kind of, everyone's, I guess you could say, ragdoll. Everyone just kind of shits on him all the time, and no one really kind of gives him support, and they always kind of threaten him, and so, yeah.
Kravchenko, 8th of July, 1984.
And Dr. William Peck, lead research.
Shut up, you little worm. You're lucky to be alive.
Sorry, sir.
Silence. This is not a dialogue. You are here to receive your orders. There is a plane standing by to take you to the Ural Mountains outbreak zone. You will oversee a special operation there involving a particularly rich deposit of Ethereum crystals. My people will brief you once you're airborne.
You won't regret this, sir. And, please let Gorov know I'm off the hook. I'm worried he still wants to kill me.
Gorov will be there with you, shadowing your every step. Because you are not off the hook, Dr. Peck. Do not fail me ever again.
So what I kind of think this is going to correlate into is that Dr. Peck is going to, like I said, betray Omega Group, and then he's either going to go off on his own, sort of like how Maxis is, where she's not really part of a certain clan, just like Dr. Peck is going to be like kind of on his own, doing his own research, sort of being like a side character, or he's going to join Requiem, which I don't think is going to happen just because they have kind of like bad relations, especially with Maxis kind of being sort of correlated with Requiem, so I don't think he's going to go there. I think he's just going to go off on his own just because, how he's being treated and all this stuff. I don't know. It's just a theory. I feel like that's what's going to happen, though, because he is really smart. He has a great understanding of the Dark Ether, and, if he has that big of an understanding and his life is always on the line, why wouldn't he defect? I don't know. It's just a thought. The next part, though, of the sort of theory is that, well, both groups know, so like both Requiem and Omega know of each other's existence in the Ural Mountains. So Requiem knows that the Omega group is in the Ural Mountains because of Ravenov and because of other kind of radios and stuff like that. And then Omega group knows that Requiem is in the Ural Mountains just because of intel and spies and stuff like that. So they both know of each other's existence. So I feel like this is going to correlate into a big sort of conflict between the two groups. I feel like I don't know whether it'll be a game mode or just sort of like part of the main quest. Like maybe it might be something like grief, who knows? But yeah, we could get some kind of conflict, or I feel like we're gonna get some kind of conflict between the two in the Ural Mountains. Kind of just fighting over, like who gets the certain land and stuff like that. Like Omega Group won't want Requiem there, Requiem won't want Omega Group there. So they're gonna probably fight amongst the zombies, which I feel like would be a really sick thing if we could do that. So yeah, I feel like there's just going to be this huge conflict, and within this conflict, Ravenov is going to die by Gorov, and then Peck is going to probably betray the Omega Group. I feel like it could be a sick story, because Peck has only one eye, like I said, because of Kravchenko, and I just feel like it would make for a really sick sort of storyline going on in the Ural Mountains about how these two groups are fighting, and then all this stuff happens in it. And I feel like in the end, I don't think either group is going to win. I feel like maybe some kind of like greater beast is going to come out of the Dark Ether, and the Ural Mountains is just going to be like, off limits. Like no one can go there because it's going to be a bunch of zombies. I don't really know, but that's not really supported by any facts. It's just my own personal speculation. But what I feel like all of this is going to correlate into is going to be a sort of the sort of plan, like why they're in the Ural Mountains, why Omega Group is in the Ural Mountains, or why both of them are in the Ural Mountains, is just to study Ethereum and get it for like scientific purposes and stuff like that, just to harvest it and have it and use it for technology. But I feel like, or I know that because of the intel, that they're going to be basically using this intel, or using this Ethereum in order to use it for this plan called Operatia Inversia.
William Peck, personal notes. Arrived in the Ural mountain outbreak zone 3 days ago. It was a little hard to believe the briefing I was given on the flight here. But now that I see it for myself, to paraphrase Archimedes, holy shit. This is even better than I hoped for. The breach opening right on top of an installation like this may have given me the key to making an inversion warhead actually work. I'm a fucking genius. I already knew of the catalyzing effect Ethereum has on plutonium. That was how I got my portal chamber to work at Outpost 25. But the readings I'm getting from the crystals here, we've never seen Ethereum this pure, in the wild, so to speak. You, up there, be careful. That's not something you want to bang too hard. Understand? Yeah, they understand. These boys look scared out of their wits. Just wait till they hear the next item on my shopping list. We're gonna need some special helpers to make this work. Rounding them up will not be easy. William Peck, supplemental notes. Well, it took a week and cost the lives of some brave young men, but we finally did it. We caught 4 of those floaty blue bastards alive. Okay, sure. By we, I mean the highly trained operators in Omega Group. I'm not exactly the field ops type. But they could never have locked down those lightning bugs without the gear I built for them. I mean, have you ever tried to cage something that can teleport? Now, one big help in this whole process is how attracted the blue guys are to the crystals. The big ones, the atmosphere converters. The purer the crystal, the more irresistible. I think that was the first tip-off that I could co-opt the way they metabolize Ethereum for my own purposes. Yeah, Sparky, I know it hurts, but you gotta take one for the team. We all serve a greater good now. And I promise, if Operatia Inversia stays on schedule, you won't be suffering for long.
So Operatia Inversia is going to be basically this targeted attack on Berlin, which this is why I think that Berlin is going to take place afterward, is that Operatia Inversia is basically a targeted attack in West Berlin, so the capitalistic area of Berlin, or the Americans kind of Berlin, like the bad guys, what is it? So like we're the bad guys, or the opposite of the Soviet Union's side of Berlin, East Berlin. So yeah, basically this is going to be headed by Dr. Valentina, who was actually in D Machine, same with Dr. Peck. They were in Spectral Reflections, but basically they're going to be in the, or she's going to be in Berlin, or she already was in Berlin.
The Kremlin, where I presented the list of proposed targets for Operatia Inversia to the General Secretary and select members of the Committee for State Security. The results were mixed. I should be pleased that the overall plan was so well received. Perhaps they realized that without bold action, the Soviet Union could collapse within a decade. And Inversia is nothing if not bold. It would be a death blow to the West, which may account for the committee's preference of 2 particular targets. But I pushed hard for Berlin. It would have afforded me further opportunities to complete my preparations there. The Colonel did question my fixation on Berlin, but I just told him I hate the Germans. That is always enough of an excuse for veterans of the Great Patriotic War like Kravchenko.
Chief, Berlin. Office of Requiem. Weaver, we have a developing situation over here. Reliable human places Dr. Alexandra Valentina of KGB Spetsnaz Omega Group here in West Berlin. She was observed scouting several locations in the city. Objective unknown. This is very distressing, to say the least. Dr. Valentina is directly involved with Omega's interdimensional research. If she is here expecting or intending for something to happen... Weaver, we have been very fortunate so far that most of Omega's operations have been in remote, rural areas. Berlin, on the other hand, is the focal point of the Cold War. The world is always watching us. If they were to launch an op here, I have a team trying to intercept her communications. I will alert you should they succeed.
Hiya, Berlin Station Chief. Urgent question. Did you get the memorandum I submitted on Saturday? If so, why is there still no response? Forgive me, but I do not think anyone at Langley grasps the seriousness of the situation. Dr. Valentina is here, in Berlin. The city is divided. East and west are nose to nose here. If she does something drastic, the consequences could go global in the worst possible way. Just please advise how best to proceed. Personally, I'd like a Requiem strike team en route here right now, but I leave that decision to you.
So basically, as you heard, Dr. Valentina is in Berlin, and she's kind of scouting out the area in order to plan out for Operation Versia, where she's basically going to be releasing like a bunch of zombies in there through Pex, as you heard before, Pex an inversion weapon that he's using the crystals in the Ural Mountains to create, so it's all kind of ties together. So basically, she's going to be releasing a bunch of zombies or whatever, bosses, elites, I don't know, out in West Berlin. And as the guy said, this is like the focal point of the Cold War, basically, is East and West Berlin. You know, they're nose to nose to each other. And this is very important because if the West somehow gets a zombie attack, either the East or the rest of the world is going to blame the West for like, you know, doing experiments there and like opening up a portal, or maybe the West, like West Germany, is going to blame the Americans for doing research there, and they're going to switch over to East Berlin, to Communist Berlin. I don't know, something like that. Something like that's going to happen, or it's just going to, you know, cause chaos in the Cold War. It's going to, you know, amplify things up. And overall, as Valentina said, and the rest of the Soviet Union in Moscow, they said that they just kind of want to get revenge on Germany for World War II. So that's kind of what's going on here. I don't really know what's going to happen after this. Like, I can't really say. But for now, that's kind of my Season 3 theory, Season 3 Reloaded. So I think what's going to happen in Season 3, to recap, is that the Ural Mountains is going to basically be where we go there. We're going to do something with Omega Group. We're going to go at it head-to-head. And then, basically, Omega Group is going to take the crystals from there, and they're going to use the research and whatever, Peck's inventions, to open up a portal in West Berlin, basically to let a bunch of zombies out. And that's going to be our Season 3 Reloaded map, because it's going to happen in the middle. It's going to happen after that Ural Mountains thing, and that's why the guy says we need a Requiem strike team there, because they're basically going to be sending that in. So that's my theory, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to like the video, and subscribe. I mean, you don't have to, but hey, it just helps me out a lot. And that's pretty much it. So I hope everyone here has the good rest of your day, and peace out.